This is Hopped Up. Hey everybody. So this time we're filming at Tap and Bottle, one of the best local bottle shops here in town. It's a great place because you can get draft beer, bottled beer, draft wine, bottled wine. You can take anything you want home except for the store. This is Hopped Up, Tap and Bottle. Beer, order here. What's great about this place is some of the folks are already Cicerones, so they have a lot of beer knowledge. Speaking about beer knowledge, let's go meet the owners, some of the nicest people I know, Rebecca and Scott. Hey guys, how's it going? A little Lemons Pac-Man, huh? You guys still want to do an interview, or I'm gonna go to a beer then. You guys don't go anywhere, okay? I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like they're gonna be a minute, so let's go check out their excellent rotating tap selection. Ever-changing chalkboard up here is brilliant. And their bottle selection, there's beers, 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 wine, beers, 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 beers. Oh, so many beers. Despite the fact that we desperately needed a place that was Tap and Bottle in Tucson, what made you want to open Tap and Bottle?
We travel a lot and go to places.
Portland, Colorado, and looked at what they had and said, why don't we have something like that?
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, I've driven through this intersection many times. I always went by these buildings. I'm like, I can't believe nothing's going on here. And I'm like so excited that like you guys at EXO are here, and there's a bunch of cool stuff on the walk now. So. The architecture here is very interesting, you know. It's like you guys do have a basement, which possibly might sell her some beer in the future.
So, you know, when we made the decision, yes, we're going to open this place, yes, it's going to happen, the first step was finding a space that has the look and the feel of the community you want to create, and this was one of the first spots we looked at. So it was built in like early 1900s, and seeing the brick walls, seeing the hardwood floors, rocks that are in the basement for the foundation are from a mountain. We have a special event, and we have the brewers here to talk about the beer that they made, and they hop up on the bar and they talk about that beer, and you can see how excited they are about the beer that they brewed and why they made it, and we all cheers together, and that, like, this room really allows for that to happen. Like, you can see everybody at one time. Like, it's not too big, it's not too small. The comment I love hearing from people is that this bar feels like it's already been here forever, and that's, to me, a huge compliment, because it means that it feels established, it feels like a neighborhood bar, and, you know,
absolutely,
you don't feel like it's just shiny and new.
It made it real easy.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about how we wanted this place to feel like you went to a brewery and you just did the tour and you're all excited, and then you go to their tap room, and how much of a celebration it is about the beer in that brewery. We wanted to make it kind of look and feel like you're in a tap room at a brewery.
What was your gateway microbrew into craft beer? Like, what was the first beer you had that you're like, wow, beer could be amazing?
I guess my first was a couple. Sam Adams, Boston Lager, and Pete's Wicked Ale, which I think is now not Pete's Wicked Ale anymore. I think it might still be around, but those two beers, along with maybe Newcastle and Brown Ale, showed that beer can have different flavors other than water.
Yeah.
My first, I went to college in St. Louis, Missouri. It was at the time when New Belgium was really growing and expanding, and the bar that I worked at, they were like, I don't know what this beer is, and I was like, let's just bring in Fat Tire. It's going to be really good. And this is before it was on tap everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was really like my gateway, but also in the industry that I worked in, like, let's bring in something new. And they
different.
Still have it on tap. They have not taken it off tap at the bar that I worked at, a million years later. And that was really like my first love. And, a long, long time ago, I visited the brewery when I graduated college, and it was like, a special place in my heart.
It's like an old friend,
Yeah,
You're like, hey, what's up, buddy? And
Yeah.
they're still there. They haven't changed. So, yeah. So if you guys could issue a challenge to maybe say like the Arizona beer community, like what would you say to them? What kind of things do you want them to maybe bring in?
Maybe some cask. We just actually finished installing our cask fridge and cask breather. My challenge is to get casks on all the time, maybe do a second engine or a third engine down the line to get those one-off kegs. Dragoon did one for us with their session with Mexican dark chocolate and habaneros, which is super tasty and super interesting. So it's really nice that we could do a one-off keg. That would be fun for us and the Arizona brewers, since they're so close. We can design them one keg at a time, and that's great for our consumers and exciting for the beer drinkers in town.
Breweries within our state want to do some collaborations together and bring us something different, and sort of, it doesn't have to be like Tucson versus Phoenix. It can be like the brewing community in our state working together.
All right, so we're here with the ladies from Girls Pint Out.
Vicky and Sarah.
Awesome. And so tell us a little bit, what is Girls Pint Out?
Girls Pint Out is an organization that started in 2010 in Indianapolis by Jen Fritz and Megan Peters. And we get women together that either want to know more about craft beer or have an affection for craft beer and want to share it with their friends.
What are your favorite styles of beer, you'd say?
Personally, I love stouts, dark Belgian ales, porters.
I'm an IPA fan, but this time of year I kind of like the stouts, so that's kind of what I've been drinking lately.
Awesome. And so what are we drinking tonight then?
Dragoon Brewing's Bière d'Albac. It's a Belgian quad.
Firestone Walker's Velvet Merlin, one of my favorite oatmeal stouts.
Awesome. Very good choices.
We like good beer, but we're all about getting more women involved in beer consumption and enjoyment. So hopefully that if there's more women consuming and drinking the local beers and supporting the local businesses, there will also be more women involved in brewing or inspired to brew, whether it's home brew or getting into the business as well. We want to even the playing field, and there's not a lot of women involved.
We are a very friendly group, and we like to share the knowledge that we've gained and just welcome anybody into the fold to try some of the amazing beers that are out there.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. We appreciate your time. Cheers. And the last two questions we always have to ask everybody. If you could have a beer with anybody dead or alive, who would you have a beer with, and what beer would you have with them?
I always said when we opened this place, I'd love for Greg Coke from Stone Brewery to come hang out here and have a beer and get up on the bar and chant "No fizzy yellow beer."
That's what Scott said, like, he would know we were successful if he comes and stands on the bar. So someday.
I don't know if there's any particular beer I need to have with him, but probably something from Stone, I would guess.
Michelle Obama and I really need to have a beer together. You always hear about them brewing beer at the White House, but usually it involves Barack. But I picture, like, I visit the White House, we're hanging out, and Michelle and I are going to drink a beer together. Barack, maybe he brewed it for us at the White House. He's going to serve us. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your time. Cheers.
Thanks, Charles.
Thanks for stopping by with us, everybody. Obviously, if you haven't been down here, you need to come down to this bar. They're always having launch parties for new breweries coming to town. So there's always things going on here. New suds, come in and drink them, enjoy them. Awesome place. We'll see you next time.